Greetings, people of the world, Matthias Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers Live. Oh wow, it's been a long time since I said that and it feels so good. So, you may remember from the previous main story that Graha is now back here in Eorzea, and he's wielding the fancy staff that you see behind you. And in addition to that, there are Kral and Tataru, of course, been keeping us apprised of what's been going on in Eorzea since the Scions returned, and so, speaking of, they're, well, out of the note, and now to stay over here. And then, yeah, here's many of our friends are chilling out over this way. Yeah, we know where some of our friends are, but we don't know where they all are, but we'll be bringing them all together soon enough, because it's now time for the main story to get underway. So, let's go ahead, without further ado, to speak to Krile to take on our first main story quest for patch 5.4, entitled Alice's Quest. Krile's eyes light up at the sight of you. Oh, greetings, Shinji. Come to look in on our friends? Rest assured, everyone is quite well. I've been keeping a close eye on them and have satisfied myself that they are all in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convene in Dawn's Respite to discuss how best to use their pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we? Alright, we can do that.
Well,
so now that everyone's here.
Now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Please do.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I have a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
That's pretty bold.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat. Not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Oh, apparently so. Yeah, you don't have Reen anymore.
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
And what would that be? Oh, as we mentioned this, the door opens. Who's come to say hello? Hey, Lise, it's been a while.
Everyone.
Lise!
How have you been?
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
Yeah, thankfully that's not happening anymore.
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
And now that we are, please tell us why you're here.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
You really think she's that famous?
I don't believe we've met.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Graha here, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Yeah, even he's shocked about a compliment like that. He wasn't expecting to get something such such a
I
thing.
did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
Or even a quarter. Yeah, we should probably explain in full detail. Still sometime later.
Well, well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
Let's hope you're right.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength.
Let's hope it never comes to that.
Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
Yeah, we have a lot to take in.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
Yeah, we should get to that.
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? Alright, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne.
And thus it's underway. Yeah, and who's Nerva?
The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble.
Yikes.
The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald. And we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
What's on your mind?
Ah, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Yeah, she did find something of a breakthrough back in the first.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you used to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alize, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best. I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
Yep, she hasn't changed, of course. And like, but I like stuffy meetings. Well, we do need as much information as we can. Yeah, I like stuffy meetings.
Rest assured, there'll be many, many more. Go on, lend Alize a hand.
Alright, alright.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
Yeah, that's quite bold of you to just ask for that, Graha. And what's so
Mind.
funny?
I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
Anyone else want to tag along? Yeah, you'll have to get used to this.
Then. Godspeed.
And away we all go. And so while we're still here, let's speak with Alice. When I set out to save Hulric, I think Garbu was always at the back of my mind. And having proved that the light corrupted are not lost, I am convinced that the same must be true of the tempered. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the ether of Garbu's soul has been rendered stagnant. And though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, Alice, and it warrants full investigation. If there's even a chance we can save Garbu, we have to try. But however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness, not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Peklag will remind us, we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. There's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since gone to a halt, and the combined work of the many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Not of the modern scholars perhaps, but what of their ancient counterparts? I know the Allegans took a more than passing interest in the subject. And if what we seek is to be found anywhere, it would surely be at the Etherochemical Research Facility. Well, looks like we know where we're going. Where they experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes. Good thinking. I've never actually been there myself, but I did read the reports on Alice's Law, which means we'll be needing an airship. An airship, you say? Where are you coming in on this, Ataru? Meet me at the northern bank of Lake Silvertear. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. As if to say, come prepared to battle. Yeah, what are you getting at? Yeah, is Sid already waiting for us with the Enterprise? There's only one way to get an answer to this question. Yeah, let's go and get ourselves dressed for combat. For those of you who are wondering about my progress made with the Bozia resistance weapon, well, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the current maximum looks like for a Dragoon. In fact, the guy doing his best impression of Goku, as far as riding that cloud is concerned, is also wielding one of his own. But yeah, they can see the Dragoon Bozia weapon in its current maximum form. And quite an impressive looker, if I do say so myself. So yeah, Shinji has it, Mathia has it, and Corinne has it. Just in case you're wondering. But anyway, let's see what Tataru has for us. And why is she dressed differently? Hey there, Elizabeth. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Let's have a look. It looks like a modified mana cutter. I'll give you the Bonanza, the Scion's very own airship. I built it as a company project with help from our friends at the Rising Stones and named it for luck and prosperity. Tataru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's fabled coinkeeper. Yeah, she doesn't even qualify as that anymore. I'd also introduce myself as your pilot, except the training didn't quite go as well as I hoped. But that's alright, because we've hired this capable fellow here instead. Yeah, nice to meet you. And your fancy ponytails. The Bonanza is equipped with a full complement of mana cutters, by the way. Feel free to use them to get around Azizlar. But enough talk, it's time to fly. All aboard! All aboard indeed. And so, sometime later, we have arrived here in Azizlar. Let's go and speak with Alice to complete the first quest. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tataru was outdone herself. Yeah, Garland Works is always hiring. Anyway, here we are on Azizlar. An afternoon's report did not do the scale of this place justice. Nope. As Alistair continues to get dwarfed by more and more people. But first, let's take our 935 gil to complete the opening quest. And then the next quest lies with Grahatia! Yeah, hello there, Mr. Giant Elephant, how do you do? I think we'll step back and give ourselves a little more space. So let's speak with Graha to take on our next main story quest entitled The Wisdom of Alag. Grahatia surveys his surroundings with an expectant glint in his eye. Yeah, have a look. This appears to be Helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant and... Yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Aziz Law, I do have some familiarity with the place, thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I'm mistaken, this path leads to an aetherite, beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. Yeah, this is nowhere near the same party we had when we first set foot here back in 2015 with Mathia. Not even remotely. So we'll zoom by the main aetherite and head on over to here. Yeah, this is a place we're familiar with. Oh, there you are, Graha. Yeah, Ixion is trying to devour you. And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to tempering. And what do we got? Ah, there we are. What do you think you found? Iconic corruption. An overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let us see what this report has to say. Let's have a look. What's wrong? Confound it. The contents appear to have been deleted. Uh-oh. What? No! Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is where to look. It's a good question. It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. Is it likely that he kept a copy? I would say it is a distinct possibility. Assuming he was a researcher here, he will have had quarters on the Habisphere. We can ascertain the details at Habisphere Control. But where is the Habisphere? Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the mana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already have a suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship then. We'll see you at the Habisphere. Yeah, they talk about this Habisphere, but where is it exactly? Well, I can show you where it is. For those of you who are wondering, is it the same area where the Etherochemical Research Facility is, which is the thing we're looking at right now? The answer is actually no. We are actually going to go past it, significantly. In fact, this thing is so far to the east that it's literally on the other side of the map. Just to give you an idea of exactly where we are. And yes, that is a very, very significant distance. So before long we should be coming into view on the map. In fact, here we are. We'll fly over this first. Yeah, our intended destination is right over here. So yeah, for those of you who are wondering where this thing is they call the Habisphere, that's where it is. But in order to access it, we need to go over here first. Graha, you're in here somewhere, I can tell. If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this node will be able to tell us its number. And so let us do that. You know, this cube version of GLaDOS. There, from what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Hemisphere is not permitted at this time. Oh no. Foiled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the Fourth Thermal Calamity, and I doubt whether it would be lifted in the near future. Buzz. Energy level critical. Returning to base for recharging. Chase it. Well, there must surely be some other way to gain access. Force, for example? Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. For a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shot might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant ether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that I was in the records too? I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that lightning-aspected ether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. That's interesting. A minor detail I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there is no such thing as too much elegant knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you, it is more exhilarating than I can well express. Yeah, we're kind of making his dream come true. Now then, the lightning shot. If I may, I suggest we split up and search the Beta Quadrant. Oh, but beware of sprites, they are wont to manifest with the aether as stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest of this. First to return here with a shard wins, what do you say? Yeah, that was unexpected, but alright, we agree. Very well, it would be my honor to come third. In other words, he's already expecting to fail miserably. Yeah, he's already anticipating that he's going to fail miserably, so shall we make him eat his words, or will he actually come true? So the place we want to go to is in this mangled mess. Right where these guys are. Now, none of these guys are mine, actually. I need to help clear stuff out. Then, yeah, find stagnant lightning. And now, find my own. Yeah, while all these guys are in cutscene, we'll be fighting our own opposition here. Consider an expression of gratitude for me giving you guys a bit of a hand, and someone returned the favor. Nice. So they got to examine the stagnant lightning again. That's active lightning, by the way. So sometime later. Bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer. While this spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. Who goes there? I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the lightning shot is yours. Like, who are you? Show yourself at once, or what? No dramatic entrance? You changed, or very funny, and let's get back to work. Yeah, I think we'll go with this one. We kind of know who this is. Hey, Graha. Oh, you remember that? In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day you meet an honest-to-good's hero, after all. Well, the contest continues, so you'd better hurry back. Ah, but one last thing. What do you have to say? Thank you, Shinji, for bringing me here. Well, you wanted to come. You volunteered to offer yourself to be here, so... And meanwhile, the lightning sprite battle continues. In the meantime, we'll head back on out. And so, time to return to the Heavensward. Yeah, look at the mass of people. Yeah, you're in here somewhere, Graha. It appears Alice had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? You certainly may. Yeah, make sure you don't drop it in the Song of Humanity. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? Player controlling him? That is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Shinji, and not only about the secrets of adventuring. But come, we should attend to our mission. Indeed you must. Go and do what must be done. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the Heavensward. Only one obstacle remains, the security systems within. Should they be triggered, they could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Alright. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes. But if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. And as for us, yeah, so away he goes in his mana cutter. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. And so away goes Alice, and we will follow her. And so, sometime later, as we check out the flagship. Yeah, the two of us are just sitting down, chilling. I'm sure the Sorin fellow was very learned, but iconic corruption and overview sounds like a student thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of ether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alphinodes was more philosophical, of course. Political, I dare say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Sharlayan's knowledge should rightfully be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition to our country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leader member of the Forum, our father was not happy. And you got disowned? At the time, of course, Alphinaud was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently. By which I mean, the roads were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded. But deep down, he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for it. Is that so? Yeah, that puts a smile on Shinji's face. I should have liked to meet the young Alphinaud. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the elegant civilization as depicted in folklore. Yeah, hey Graha. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the studium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. My peers at the Students of Baldistan convinced me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis! I shudder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Yes, Owen's archive node. It was waiting for me in his chamber. That is quite an archive. If a copy of this report still survives, it would be stored in this device. Shall we find out? Yeah, I'd like to know how you moved this big thing. How did you move this big hunk of metal? Did you just roll it or something? Initializing. Scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as a guest, please complete biometric authentication. Yeah, I guess this is where you come in there, Graha. You said you hoped your royal blood would help you out. Verifying. Authentication complete. Guest identified as member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, your highness. It never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Yeah, use it while you can. Toga and Uene said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archive for iconic corruption. Searching. One item found. Iconic corruption and overview. The purport is locked by the author. Please state password. Yeah, password. Well, go on then, your highness. Tell the nice node the password. Yeah, didn't think this would happen. What could it possibly be? Right, let's see. Yeah. Will it come to you? Glory be to Alag. That'll be a no. Long live Emperor Zonde! And that's over 2. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it! And that's probably not the password either. Come now, passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance... Yeah, what are you gonna come up with, I say? With your flashy moves. Password! Is it really that simple? The notion that the password could be something so inane would be laughable, were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. What did that thing just call me? Yeah, you heard it here first. And don't look at me, I don't know what it is. Yeah, why don't we just spout some random stuff like Wild Rose or Courage? It's gotta be something, right? Password incorrect. Again, be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Well, you're an archive now, what can you do? Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle it and manually extract what we need. Yeah, always resorting to force, aren't we? Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sin and his colleagues. If anyone could coax Machina into cooperating, it is them. I guess we know what we gotta do, right? Wait, you think we can lug this thing all the way back to Mordona? Come, let us bear the node back to the Rising Stones. Yeah, it wasn't that simple, I'd say. And so, for completing this quest, supposedly, because we haven't quite gotten the report yet, we have options of 3 different foods, including over meatballs, herring pie, or silky pudding, or we can take 2 elegant silver pieces, which is just stupid, and I don't even know why this is a choice. So, we will take over meatballs because they're best for my melee. Yeah. I do not know why you would want to take 2 elegant silver pieces over the option to take some food that would help you, especially in the possibility that you will inevitably go into a dungeon, or into a trial, or into a 24-player raid. I just had to say it that way.